Welcome to Kava and Kettlebells, where we talk about kava, fitness, and life. Let's get kavafied.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Kava and Kettlebells. This is Charles.
Hi, guys. This is Heidi. Thank you so much for tuning back in. If you haven't already, take 5 seconds. Go ahead and thumbs up this episode. Hit the bell to subscribe and share with your friends and family. All right, today we are bringing you a review of Kava Vinaka. So these are some medium grind kavas that we are reviewing. And if you watch our other full episodes, the Tanoa bowl that we have on our table, that also was made by Kava Vinaka. So really, great company, great products. And these are just the medium grinds that we'll be reviewing today.
Yeah, so these are all Fijian kavas, just to put it out there. And there's different, cultivars from there. But overall, I will say very, very good kava. Very impressed by these. Again, we have kind of like a sampler pack out here. They're 3 most popular ones. And I'm going to probably start with our favorite out of the 3. And I believe 2 is like even the most premium. And that is going to be the Chief's Choice. So the Chief's Choice, this one for us was by far probably the strongest.
And this one also, I would say, leans the heaviest. And we drink kava during the day, but we mostly drink it at night. So I think that's why we gravitate towards that one the most for sure.
Yeah, I would say all these, just like to preface, all these felt pretty balanced for the most part. Like, even the Chief's Choice, like I wasn't like falling asleep towards the end of it.
Yeah, which is perfect for us.
Yeah, perfect. And also at the same time, I wasn't like buzzing after all these, like having a hard time falling asleep.
Yeah.
Which, if you listen to like our episodes in the past and everything, and just like how you said, we prefer heavier kavas. But, for the daytime, and sometimes we will drink kava like in the morning, we don't want something that's super heavy because then like you're sleeping on the couch.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Chief's Choice, that was a great one. It was probably out of 3 of these, it probably tasted, I would say, in the middle. It wasn't too light, it wasn't too heavy. And the effects were really quick. And it kind of felt like at first kind of like a nice, like almost like that kind of euphoria you get when you drink kava. But then probably 30 to 45 minutes after a couple of shells, it definitely mellowed out, and that's when it started feeling kind of heavy.
Yeah. So again, for us, we typically drink it, before dinner. And so it's perfect where you kind of get a little bit of that elevation high and dinner time. And then dinner is over. We want to relax, get ready for bed. And then it kind of brings you back down. And they all mix well. We would do both a strainer bag, the traditional way, and also shake it up in an alu ball. And it would mix well for both. Some don't mix as well in the alu ball, but these mix fine. So if that's the way that you like to prepare it, you're totally fine to do that with these.
Now, Chief's Choice was probably our top because again, I think this one was the most potent, and we had to drink the least of it to get the effects.
Which is great.
Yes. So lasted longer, right? Going through less product. Now, the other one I want to talk about right here is the Lawena. Now, typically Lawenas are going to be a little bit lighter and more geared towards daytime. And straight up, like true to its form, that's what we use it for.
This one was easier for me to chug, for sure.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I would say, and I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, this one, I tasted kind of like more like creamy.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
And when we say like creamy, don't think it's gonna taste like
no
and cream. Like
I guess like less earthy. Like it doesn't have as much of the lighter, the sort of, sometimes kava can feel a little like grainy, sort of like that earthiness, and that definitely was less of that. Much smoother and just it's a lot easier. You know the kava game. Like you just got to chug it. And it's harder for me to do that with some just heavier kavas, but this one was real easy to just, throw it back.
Yeah, it was easy to throw it back. It was also very easy to mix this one.
Yeah.
And that first I will say the first couple times I drank it, even like after a shell, I even was like, did I mix this enough? Because like,
right, yeah,
it was so light, and both through the alu ball and through a traditional strainer bag. It's strained light. So
yeah, that was one that we tried it first in the Aluball, and we thought, again, we're like, maybe this isn't one that mixes well, but when we did it in a strainer bag, it was the same.
Same deal. Regardless though, it was just a lighter Kava, and kind of going with that, the vibe itself was just lighter. So it was a really good one for kind of like daytime, kind of for relaxing when we were still kind of doing work.
Yeah.
And we, because Kava is great in the fact too that it can relax you, but sometimes kind of help like hone in your focus. So depending on like your daily routine, what you're doing, sometimes, a couple of shells throughout the day, it's really nice to kind of center you, help you focus and get through whatever tasks that you're doing. And then lastly, we got the Waka. Now, so the Waka is kind of like, I would describe it as your standard like workhorse when it comes to Kava.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like the best way to like, it's like the tried and true, like, what you're going to get. It was probably the most balanced.
Yeah, I would say.
I think of all these.
Yeah, I would say this is the more balanced. This is definitely more nighttime, and this is probably more like daytime. Although this wasn't as like, so there are some Kavas that are like real daytime, and that wasn't. It was a little balanced, but just like more on the daytime, more on the heady side.
Yeah, like if I have like Kalai, that's like a daytime cultivar.
Yeah,
like that one, I'm like uplifted.
Yeah, like yeah. So this one is balanced, but just like a little bit more on the heady, and this one is just like right in the middle, I'd say.
Yeah, and so with the Waka, like for this one, this is great for like early afternoon, kind of transitioning into that evening time. So a lot of times, like what we would do, like let's say with these, I might start with like a shell or two of the Waka around 3 or 4
Yeah,
p.m.
like after work, and then closer to like dinner, we'll kind of switch.
Transition to the Chief's Choice, have a couple of shells of those because they'll end on the heavy note. But yeah, I mean, like
this one is the hardest for me to chug. I'll say that.
Yes. Well, yes.
That's my rating scale, chuggability.
But you're right in the fact that this one mixed the heaviest.
Yeah.
I feel like it was the I want to say like sat the heaviest, but it tasted more grainy, more earthy. When you had a shell or two, you definitely, you're having Kava.
Yeah.
That's the best way to say it. But all these great effects, didn't notice any side effects within them. With me personally, sometimes how I can kind of tell side effects is like, it'll mess with my stomach a little bit. I do have a sensitive stomach though. But none of these messed with my stomach. Had no bad effects the next day. Again, this is all noble Kava. So it's the tried and true. This is the good stuff. It's not going to give you, a hangover effect the next day or anything like that. Any of the bad effects. We slept great on it. We felt good on it. So,
and you can definitely tell, if you've drank a lot of different Kavas, you can taste the difference. And like, you can definitely taste that this is a quality Kava, and it tastes good. And people roll their eyes when you say that because Kava tastes how it tastes, but it's a clean Kava, if that makes sense. Like sometimes you have Kava and it just tastes like, it's maybe isn't the best quality Kava, but this is just very clean. You're getting a good product. You can taste it when you use it, you can just tell.
Yeah. So, overall, like this is our first time using Kava Vinaka. We had the Tano from them, which was beautiful.
Yes.
Beautifully made. It's one of our favorite pieces that we have. And, what's awesome too is that they, provide Kava, medium grind Kava. And just racking and stacking to kind of close us out. I'll probably say the Chief's Choice, I think, was number one. The Waka was number two, just because I think the Waka is just the versatility of it. It just, again, it's a workhorse. Like, you just keep it in your cupboard to have around on hand, right? And then, last but not least, probably the Lawena. But I think that's more for the fact that we just don't drink Kava that often during the day. And, we tend to like more balanced and heavier Kavas. Lawena too, like it was good. It was just lighter, and which can be good, but sometimes like I want to have like a shell that I want to hit me.
So I would say mine are flipped a little bit. So the Chief's Choice, definitely number one. And then I would say this is my second choice. And it's fun. Like it makes it, you feel fun. And so again, we don't drink kava as often during the day, but that definitely makes me want to drink it more during the day. And then that would be, the Waka would be my third. But again, they're all good. But if we had to rack and stack, that's what I would do.
So house divided on number 2 and 3, but Chief's Choice, number 1. That is their premium kava, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's an excellent kava. Probably gonna get this again. Overall, though, great stuff. Cool company. And yeah, if you've tried them, please drop in the comments which one's your favorite. And if you haven't, go check them out.
Check them out. You can find them on Instagram. You can find their website. And then we got our Tanoa on their Etsy shop. So check them out. Let us know what you think.
All right, guys. See ya.